Hi everyone. Today we will be discussing SRM for Figueroa Mountain Brewing Company. Supplier relationship management is the practice of evaluating and managing relationships between an organization, in this case, Figueroa Mountain Brewing Company, and its vendors and suppliers. SRM consists of sourcing, procurement, contracting, ordering, performance management, and partnering for profit, people, or planet. Benefits of SRM are stronger relationships with suppliers, which consist of building trust and sharing the same overall outcome from the partnership, cost savings through negotiations and bulk purchasing advantages, reduced risk by forming clear lines of communication between Figueroa Mountain Brewing Company and their suppliers for better preparation and enhanced performance.
In the area of sourcing, which SAP defines as identifying, evaluating, and engaging suppliers for goods and services, SRM helps companies streamline their sourcing processes and build strong supplier relationships to ensure consistent quality and supply. There are three types of supplier relationships. First, transactional relationships, which focus on efficiency and cost, usually for non-critical items. For example, office supplies or even napkins at the tap house at Big Mountain Brewing. Next, there are collaborative relationships, which involve more cooperation for a mutual benefit. Imagine a hops or malt supplier working with Fig Mountain Brewing to develop new and unique beer flavors, especially in the seasonal markets. And finally, there are strategic partnerships, which are long-term alliances where both parties are key to each other's success. This could be developing new technology or methods to improve the brewing process overall.
Good.
Next slide, please. As mentioned, building strong supplier relationships brings some clear benefits, like consistent quality and a steady supply. But over time, these relationships could also become cost-effective solutions and create a network of partners who grow together. When a brewery builds long-term ties with suppliers across the business, it can lead to savings and better contract deals because the orders stay consistent and those volumes go up. But as the brewery and its suppliers get to know each other better, new business opportunities can naturally come up. By understanding each other's strengths, needs, and goals, they can spot ways to improve and grow a collaborative relationship, which could become a strategic partnership and in turn help both sides advance in the industry. Next slide.
Procurement in the supply chain of a business entails identifying the needs of the business, potential suppliers, term negotiations, and the management of those supplier relationships. In the case of the craft beer business, identifying the needs would consider how the company was going to purchase everything in their upstream supply chain, which includes all the items needed to produce your craft beer, including brewing equipment, glass bottles or cans, and perishable supplies such as hops, barley, or fruit. Supply chain management would then consider who the potential vendors could be, vet them, negotiate pricing and payment terms for shipping and delivery. The overall process of procurement considers the critical supplier relationships the business will build with their partners. By carefully managing the procurement process, all parties can successfully grow together in the craft beer industry. Next slide, please. Managing supplier relationships is critical to the success of a business. The procurement process allows a brewing company to establish an open line of communication with its suppliers and establishes expectations for quality, price, delivery, and overall goals. And they can define what a successful relationship looks like for both parties. Over time, both companies learn to trust one another, leading to strong partnerships where both companies look out for each other. The craft brewers will typically also benefit from the industry knowledge the supplier is willing to share. Communicating needs and issues with their suppliers can also lead to establishing a collaborative dynamic between the two parties, which can allow both businesses to grow and thrive in the industry. By keeping these strong connections with suppliers, brewers can trust that they will always get quality product at a reasonable price. The strong supplier-brewer relationship establishes a mutually beneficial partnership that may last for many years to come. Next slide, please.
To ensure that Figueroa Mountain Brewing Company is in alignment with their suppliers and both parties are satisfied, legally binding contracts should be put in place that are clear and lay out the contract expectations, length, responsibilities, and pricing structure, as well as payment terms. Important aspects of contracting are attention to detail. Specific terms and conditions should be laid out in these contracts. This would include the scope of goods, which would be hops, yeast, and bottling supplies, to name a few. Pricing, length of the contract, delivery schedule, and payment terms. Negotiation. Both parties should be open about their expectations and what they would both like to gain from this mutually beneficial contract. Communication. Within the contract should be procedures for addressing conflicts, termination, and renewal clauses that protect both parties. Contract management. Frequent review of existing contracts along with all terms and conditions can help Figueroa Mountain Brewing Company ensure that they are getting the best pricing and utilizing the best supplies for their company and keeping their customers satisfied. Next slide.
Big Mountain Brewing can enhance their supplier relationship management, particularly their ordering process. Examples include implementing an automated ordering system and establishing a formal payment strategy. Next slide. An automated ordering system is a digital solution designed to optimize the procurement process by generating and placing orders automatically based on real-time inventory levels, sales data, or predefined reorder thresholds. The system aims to minimize human error, increase order accuracy, and improve supply chain efficiency. The growing interest in breweries has led to the emergence of support companies focused on brewery operations, including automated ordering systems and specialized software. Companies such as Ollie, Arrive, and Brew provide flexible pricing options and equip breweries with real live inventory tracking, material forecasting, and invoice and order status management. These solutions frequently integrate with QuickBooks. Next slide, please. A payment strategy is the structured approach a business uses to manage how it pays its suppliers and invoices timely, as well as optimizing cash flow. A strong payment strategy outlines payment terms, approval workflows, tools, and prioritization methods to ensure financial efficiency and reliability. In general, there are 3 key steps to creating a successful and cost-effective payment strategy that will enhance the brewery's ordering process, all while maintaining a strong supplier relationship. We suggest conducting a payment audit that examines payment history data. The audit should include a review and assessment of existing payment methods, along with corresponding invoices and their due dates. For example, if the brewery is paying all invoices with a check, it might be more cost-effective to pay with a corporate credit card. More details on this approach will be discussed in a future slide. Next slide, please. Categorizing and prioritizing suppliers involves grouping vendors based on factors like criticality, spend volume, or risk, and ranking them to determine the level of attention and resources they should receive. In the chart provided, we've identified raw materials such as hops, barley, and yeast as critical and swag vendors as low. While payroll and utility payments are important, they are not critical to the production of the beer. Next slide, please. Negotiations can include details such as payment dates and methods. Suppliers often provide discounts if invoices are paid sooner than the due date. For example, a purchase order for hops is $10,000 due on June 30th, 2025. However, if the brewery pays the invoice 10 days before the due date, On the 20th of June, the supplier will provide a 5% discount, thus making the new amount $9,500. If the brewery opts to take advantage of the discount and pays the invoice via check, it would forego 10 days worth of earnings credit or interest on the $9,500. Conversely, if the brewery negotiates to use a corporate credit card as the payment method, it would continue to earn credit for the 10 days in addition to all subsequent days until the card's bill due date. The table on the slide compares the two payment methods. Assuming the annual rate of return is 5%, in the first row, the brewery forgoes $13.10. In the second row, the brewery retains $13.10 plus an additional $26.20 due to the funds staying in the account until the credit card payment is due 20 days later. Next slide, please.
On this slide, we're focusing on performance management, specifically through supplier relationship management, or SRM. SRM plays a crucial role at Fig Mountain Brewing. The key practice includes monitoring supplier performance using metrics like on-time delivery, quality audits, and pricing adherence. Regular supplier reviews and open communication foster trust and ensure standards are met. In terms of risk management, strategies are put in place to reduce supplier chain distributions and maintain continuity during market fluctuations. This is specifically important in an industry dependent on seasonal and perishable ingredients. The outcome of effective SRM are clear. They are better product consistency, stronger supplier accountability, and an improved customer experience. I'm so sorry. Statri- This alignment supports long-term business goals and strengthens the brewery's competitive edge in the craft beer market.
This slide highlights how businesses like Fig Mountain Brewing can use supplier relationship management to align with the triple bottom line, focusing not just on profit, but also on people and the planet. The triple bottom line is a business concept that encourages companies to measure their social and environmental impact alongside financial performance. By building partnerships with suppliers who share these values, Fig Mountain Brewing can implement sustainable practices that reduce negative social and environmental impacts, all while still remaining profitable. Next slide, please. Partnering for people means building meaningful connections within the community. This includes supporting local businesses, developing a diverse supplier network, and working with minority or women-owned vendors. Even creative partnerships like collaborating with local artists for product design or branding can make a real impact. For the planet, focuses on ensuring sustainability across the entire supply chain. That could involve sourcing ingredients like hops or barley from farms that use green agriculture practices, or even choosing can and bottle suppliers that use recycled or low-impact packaging. Every step along the way helps reduce the brewery's environmental footprint. Together, these strategies not only help Fig Mountain Brewing Company meet its sustainability goals, but also strengthen community ties and enhance brand reputation. The following slides outline our team's references, and we do hope that you enjoyed our presentation on how Figueroa Mountain Brewing Company can use supplier relationship management in their business ventures, and we thank you for your time.